wrong, right? Don't get me wrong. It's just monogamy. It's really long, guys, right? And I get, from an evolutionary point of view, it's better for us to be paired up to do the basic things in life, you know, like raise children or collect air miles. I get that. But I just feel like I've got so many wild oats that I want to sow. I know some of you might think that's quite a male turn of phrase. Not true. I got oats, babe. I got oats for days. I got so many backed up oats, I could shit a flapjack. And I get not all women feel that way. I understand not all women are madly into sex. I've got plenty of girlfriends who are like, oh, God, Steve's birthday tomorrow. Fingers crossed a documentary about sharks comes on and he gets distracted. But always been quite sexually aware, but it's never translated into what I would call, you know, a slaggy period. So I feel like I've got a lot of, like, inner banging that I need to get out of my system. Because I really haven't slept with many people, I really haven't. So in my 22 years on this planet, plus another 10 years... slept with 6 people, which isn't very many, right? So I got to the point where my friends are sleeping with so many more guys, they're having to keep lists to keep track. I'm like, God, imagine being that sexually experienced. It involves admin. That's an Excel spreadsheet I could get behind. Honestly, I know girls from school who've outscored me on a single trip to the toilet in a slug and lettuce. The reason I haven't slept with many people is because when I was younger, I suffered from this condition where I would go out with knobheads for years at a time. Like the last one, total disaster, right? We had nothing in common. So I'm from Essex, born in Basildon, and this guy was super posh. He had more middle names than I've had sexual partners. Right, so eventually I broke up with him and I was like, for the first time in my life, I can have my slaggy period. So I made a pact with myself that the first hot guy that I bumped into, I was going to chat up and seduce, right? So this happened a few days later. I was in a lift in central London. Hot guy got in a lift with me. I saw him, I thought, hello. Victim numero uno. Let's get this party started. I hope you like flapjacks. Amazing I haven't slept with many people, isn't it? So, hot guy gets in the lift. He presses level 1. We're only on the ground floor. He's only going up 1 level. Lazy. So I think, Ellie, say something flirty to him. So I said, you're only going up 1 level. Lazy. Either got it or you haven't, guys, right? Hot guy laughs. I'm like, oh, here we go. Shag, shag, shag. Bang, bang, bang. Oops. Hot guy puts out his hand to introduce himself, says, hi, my name's Phil, and 6 years later, I married him.
The doctor did get quite worried about me. He was like, Aisling, you're going to have to get out of the house during the day. And I was like, Doc, I'd love to, but my naps are not going to take themselves. Saws. But my mother was equally worried. She was like, Aisling, just try and get out of the house and maybe do some exercise. Build up your strength and your muscle. Do a bit of exercise. But I actually find it highly offensive that my mother would suggest that I do exercise, because she knows that I actually suffer from a terrible disability which prevents me from doing any exercise, which is where I can't be arsed. I can't be arsed. I really just can't be arsed. I just kind of can't be. And I would love to be arsed. I would love to be one of those people who's naturally arsed to do things, but I just sort of can't be. And I mean, my disability affects me in so many ways. My ability to clean the bottom of the dustbin, ring my aunties back at Christmas. I would love to, but I just sort of can't be arsed too. Unfortunately. I mean, I just don't like moving too much. I would sort of rather sit on the couch and waste away than move. I don't really like moving too much. I don't even listen to sad music in case I'll be moved. That's just sort of bad about me. And I think the reason that I don't like exercise is because the school I went to didn't have much money. So the sports facilities weren't great. And so a lot of the sort of sport and exercise we used to do used to leave us really pregnant, really pregnant. So the habit's just not there. It really isn't. And I would love to be into exercise and stuff, but I just can't be arsed, I'll be honest. I did get tricked into going to Pilates class because I thought it was pronounced pilots. I was there for about 15 minutes going, I wonder when they're going to let us fly the planes. My friend Brona suggested that I do something social, like ping pong table tennis. The ball moves too fast. I can never see it. To me, ping pong just looks like two perverts spanking a ghost. Just don't understand it. My flatmate Steph is American. She's American and she's always doing this thing called running. Running. Has anyone here ever heard of running? For those of you who don't know what running is, it's something that you would naturally do only when you're being chased. And I don't understand it. Steph is always just going for a run. She's always just going for a run. Unless I'm being chased by something terrible, there's no natural panic in my legs that makes me want to go any faster than this. A sort of whimsical saunter. That's kind of grand by me. But Steph's always just heading out the door, going for a run. Hey, I'm just gonna go for a run, go for a run. I'm just gonna go for a run. Steph gets such a buzz out of going for a run that 2 days later, she'll do it again.
Emotions are complicated. Like love and hate are supposed to be two ends of the spectrum, but they get mingled. Like love can come from hate. How is that possible? It is. I love peanut butter because an ex of mine is allergic to nuts, and every time I eat peanut butter, I imagine him dying. Yep, like, yum, yum, yum. Oh, his throat would be closing up right about now. Yum, 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 yum. This is an aside, and I wasn't going to tell you this, but I like you. Okay, I think nut allergies is going to be the thing that wipes us out. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know when you're friends and you're talking about it, like, oh, it's going to be climate change, or it's going to be meteorite? Nah, my money's on nut allergies. Because we weren't allergic to nuts, and now we are, right? And every year it gets worse and worse. More and more kids are allergic to nuts. And over time, eventually everyone's getting allergic to nuts. And then at some point, everyone on the planet will be allergic to nuts. And when nuts figure that out, we are fucked. Do you think it is a coincidence that satay is one letter away from Satan? What? That is the dumbest thing ever. And I spent quite a lot of time thinking about trying to have less hate in my life. It's a very scary time to be alive. But there's some stuff, no matter how hard I try, I can't. Like, I will always hate getting up early. Always. Forever, right? Every morning when I have to get up early, this is how I do it. I still have an alarm clock, right? Retro, right? And my alarm goes off and I go, what? Snooze. Because alarm and snooze are like good cop, bad cop in the mornings. Because alarm is like, get out of bed now! And snooze is like, don't worry about him. I'm on your side. You're gonna have a great day. I mean, you'll be late. If you take another 8 minutes, you deserve it. You're so pretty when you're sleeping. And hate actually led me to unlock a secret of the universe. Genuinely, hate led me to the best thought I'm ever going to have in my whole life. From hate. And the thing I was hating was a very simple thing. It was toe rings. Simple thing, I hate them. I hate them more than I should hate. Like, I hate them. I think it's because I hate feet. I think feet are disgusting. And whenever I see a toe ring, I think, okay, what you're doing there is you are taking an already gross toe and you're trying to make it look like a tiny faceless man with a hairy chest wearing a belt. Stop it. Stop it. So I was trying to have less hate in my life, so I was like, right, I'm going to figure this out. So I sat in my flat, I'm like, let's break it down. Why do we have toe rings? Who invented them? Who's buying them? What's the point of them? And then I thought, oh, shit. Guys, you know toe rings? They are rings that we wear on our toes. Then we have rings, earrings, rings people wear in their ears, yeah? Eyebrow rings, nose rings, belly button rings. But these ones, rings. Because if these ones were called finger rings, make weddings pretty awkward. with this fingering, I... Make proposal stories really awkward. Oh my God, so last night, John came over and out of nowhere just gave me the most incredible fingering. I know! I'm so happy. I mean, he asked my dad's permission first, obviously.
A lot of anti-immigrant feeling going on around the world right now. I'm an immigrant to America. My mother was an immigrant from Nigeria to England. And I don't know, there's an immigrant mentality. When you have kids in a different country, you're a lot more ambitious for your kids. You want your kids to do well. Because my mum was super ambitious for us. Super ambitious. Like in an African family, any Africans in? Any Africans? That's just for us white people, not you, just for us. African family, you got 4 choices of career. Doctor, lawyer, engineer, disgrace to the family. My mum picked all our jobs before we were born. When my mum was pregnant with me, someone went up to her and went, what are you having? She's like, I'm having a doctor. And that was it. She picked my subjects at school. I was going to be a doctor. Got as far as A-level biology, and we had to cut open a rat. Remember that? You had to cut open a rat. And I discovered I couldn't stand the sight of blood or anything vaguely biological. So I had to switch it up. I was like, Mum, I had to tell my mum the doctor thing wasn't going to work out, but it was all right. I said, I'm going to be an engineer. And my mum was like, engineer? It is on the list? Okay. And then she turns to my younger brother, you will be the doctor. And that's how it ran in my family. She wasn't impressed when I decided to become a comedian. That conversation didn't go very well because I was an engineer. I worked as an engineer for years. I used to work for Otis, repairing lifts. That's what I did. And my mum was proud. Yes, my daughter, she's an engineer. And then I left that and decided to become a comedian. My mum was not impressed. She's like, comedy, comedy? What the hell is comedy? I'm going to tell my friends in Nigeria, My daughter is a clown. But luckily for me, within 6 months of starting comedy, I got on this talent show called The Big Big Talent Show, hosted by Jonathan Ross. Got on this show. So I called my mum. I was like, Mama, I got through to this big talent show. It's going to be on TV. I'm through the quarterfinals. And my mum's like, oh, yeah, that's good. Very good. Interesting. Very good. Call me when you get to the final. I'm not interested in this quarterfinal, semi-final rubbish. Call me for the final. So sure enough, I got through to the final, filmed live on television, live. Jonathan Ross is hosting, and my mum comes down with her entourage, because my mum does not travel without a Nigerian entourage. So I do my set. Jonathan Ross is interviewing me after my set, and he sees my mum in the audience, which was not hard to spot. It was literally white people, white people, white people, and then a bank of African royalty just... So Jonathan points to my mum and he goes, is that your mum? That Gina's mum is in the audience. And I swear to God, my mum stood up like this. Yes, that is right. I am the reason the clown is here. I am the reason. I always knew she was going to be a clown. When she was 3, I bought her the big shoes. So my mum only comes out for the big shows. She only comes out for the big shows. And in fact, my mum is here tonight. Where's my mum? Where's my mum? Where's my mum over there? She's here. Where's your mum?
I am a mother. My daughter's father and I are not together anymore, but we are still really good friends. Is a lie I tell to protect her. We are not good friends. We are enemies. Woo! I take her everywhere I go, and she is such a cool kid. She's called Violet. She's 6 years old. I took her to a charity event a little while ago. It was a youth homeless charity, and I went because Prince Harry would be there, and I am normally not allowed within 100 yards of that fine man. And it was full of posh people. And I've learned that posh people think that only other posh people care about them, because they had a young man speak, and he himself was once homeless. I thought, great, we're gonna see some real world stuff. No. 18-year-old boy comes up to the microphone, three-piece suit. He's like, yeah. So like a year ago, my parents were totally micromanaging my life. And so I left, and I stayed on friends' couches and in summer homes. I was utterly homeless. It's not homeless unless the couch smells of piss and is outside a Tesco Metro. They withheld my trust fund. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to be on a juice cleanse when you're homeless? I hated him. I looked around the room trying to find the eyes of anyone else who hated this prick. Nothing. They're all like, yeah, sounds bad. There was silence in the room as he took a drink, and my 6-year-old goes, white people. I was like, yeah. That's what I'm saying. And he wasn't even white. That's such a beautiful thing when a child can look beyond someone's skin color, see the white inside of him, and hate it.
It's lovely to be here. I've come all the way from Brighton. Just in case you're wondering what this haircut is about. Might be a new face for some of you people. Don't panic, the BBC invited me here because they needed a beige lesbian. So I'm just here to tick some boxes. Not your box, madam, just a metaphorical box. I'm half Spanish, that's what's happening there. I've got a Spanish mum, and she lives here in the UK. It's all very legal. She's lived longer in the UK than she's ever lived in Spain, but the brilliant thing about my mum is that she's never lost her accent. She's doing very, very quickly. She's doing lots of words she cannot pronounce. Lots of words she cannot pronounce, huh? My favourite word that my mum's never been able to pronounce is my brother's name. It's not even a difficult name. His name's Stephen. I don't know if you've noticed this, Spanish people, any word that begins with the letter S, they struggle, right? So my mum doesn't call him Stephen, she calls him Steven. What's his name, Mum? Steven. Is it? Isn't it just Stephen? Even if I know his name is my son, it is Steven! You don't want to mess with my mum. She's not like British people here in this country. We can be quite passive-aggressive, can't we? She's just a very aggressive woman. I don't know how, my mum's never really coped in this country, and I think it's because, like a lot of Mediterranean people, she's quite loud, yeah? She's got one volume, it's like this. Hello! How are you? Whereas in this country, particularly if we're middle class, we tend to be low talkers, don't we? We don't like to raise our voices, do we? Why? Because we've got money. And we just assume that if you are raising your voice, well, you're probably poor. Or worse, foreign.
Our washing machine broke down the other week. I could have done without a washing machine breaking down a week before Christmas, because I'm like, right, I've got to go to Curry's now. I'll pop to Curry's and I'll buy a new washing machine. Because you know when you've got something a bit crap to do, you think, if I say pop, that'll speed it up, won't it? But it doesn't. Pop, nip and zip do not bend time. I'm just letting you know that. You would be better off clearing a morning. I got down to Curry's and there's hundreds of washing machines, because there are, aren't they? Because we live in the West, we live in the first world where we celebrate choice, but choice is only an advantage if you're a decisive person, isn't it? I'd prefer it if there was a choice of two, a shit one and a slightly better than shit one, to create the illusion of value for money. I'd be quite happy with that. I didn't know, I don't like shopping. I don't enjoy it as an activity. Some people do, but I don't. I get a bit overwhelmed, I can't form opinions, especially if I'm with the pasta Nazis. I can't decide on on anything. So I'm looking at all these washing machines thinking, well, I don't know. So then I went and sat in the car and I read reviews of washing machines. I don't want a life where I'm reading a review of a washing machine. I don't mind reading a review of a book or a film, but not a washing machine. Who writes reviews of washing machines? I mean, you get asked to write reviews most days, don't you? You buy a thing, they get your email address, and then they send you an email. Will you write a little review? Will you write a little bit of review about that little bit of shit you bought last Thursday? How do you feel about that little bit of shit you bought last Thursday? What are your feelings about it as a consumer? How would you rate it out of 10? What are your feelings? Put the kettle on, have a cup of tea, and think about how you feel about that little bit of shit you bought last Thursday. My plumber asked me to write a review for his website. I was like, well, what do you want me to say, Dean? Brilliant flange sprockets I flushed all night. So I bought one, right? I bought a washing machine, and it lives with us now. It's in our house. But I've got more choices to make because it's got millions and millions of settings on it. It's got a sports wash, a daily wash, an eco wash, a power wash. Just clean it! It's got an iron-free option. Why would I not choose that? Who chooses to iron? It's got an economy-intense option. That doesn't have any meaning. It has no meaning. It's got a hand wash option on an automatic washing machine. That might as well say, oh, you're a lazy bitch, aren't you? I'll do it. You take the weight off your feet, babe. Got a passive-aggressive washing machine. It's got a silk wash option. I haven't got that many silks. Nobody has. I've never heard anybody shouting, I'm going to do a silk wash. Have you got any silks that want doing?
What else has been happening? Oh, so I tried online dating again. Yeah, right. I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't last long. I lasted about 10 days because I think online dating is a hoax, man. I'm sorry. I think it's the biggest online hoax since Nigeria got email. It is. I swear. That is some scam they're running. The only people that have managed to combine the internet and dating is gay guys because they got Grindr. Right, okay, let me explain. Some people don't know about Grindr. Okay, so what it is, it's pretty spectacular. It's an app that tells gay guys how far they are from another available gay man. It's awesome. I was explaining this to a friend, and he was like, so it's like a tracker. It's not a tracker. You're not hunting gay men. You know, it's not like that scene in Jurassic Park where the guy's going through the jungle and then two gay guys are going to swoop in from either side, and it's like, clever girl. Or like an Aboriginal man picking up some debris and just going, leather chaps, rainbow flag, shh, they're close. And the guys have to be registered on the website to come up on the app. You can't just suddenly start using your iPhone as a gaydar now. You can't go around, you are fabulous. But you can't do that. So I downloaded Grindr onto my phone, and as soon as I fired it up, there were 70 registered guys within 10 meters of me. You know what it was like? Do you remember that scene in Aliens where they're surrounded by the aliens and they're like, 10 meters, that's in the room. Well, you can't be reading it right. I am reading it right. The corner of the damn wall. And there's a little girl going, they mostly come out at night, mostly.
My worst bit of a massage is a bit in a full body massage where they make you turn over on the table, because the tables are very narrow and I am not. They do these hold the towel up, don't they, so you can flubber over and right. Or so I thought. The last one I had, you held the towel up, I flubbered over. I was almost in position when our eyes locked in the mirrored wall at the end of the room. My friend said to me, that's not my worst bit of a massage. I said, what's your worst bit? She said, I don't like the bit where they pull your knickers down a little bit. I said, well, they'd have to do that with me, otherwise they wouldn't get half me back. But I went for a massage with a friend of mine, and we were in the waiting area, and the woman came out and she said, ladies, just to let you know that on staff today we have a male massage therapist, and I was wondering if either of you would mind. And my friend went, I'll have him. I said, look, you're single, you can always have the bloke if you want, but just let her finish her question first. Maybe leave it a second and then say, I suppose I don't mind, rather than I'll have him. She came out of this massage with this huge beaming smile on her face. I said, was it a good massage? She said, oh, yeah. I said, that's good. She said, I felt his erection. And we take turns to pay, and it was my turn. I thought, I'm not paying if she's on extras. I said, you felt his erection? She said, yes, on me elbow. Now, I don't know what your elbows are like, but mine is like rhino skin. I'd be hard pushed to tell hot from cold with mine. That would be an excellent game show, wouldn't it? Cock or not, cock or not. One thing I don't like, and this might come across overly mean, I hope it doesn't, but it might come across that way. I don't like a skinny massage therapist. The one I use at the moment is about my size, maybe a little bit bigger. I don't like the skinny ones. They've never said anything to me. But in my mind, when they're massaging me, they're doing this. But I need more time. It's a bigger surface area. And the whole time I've been massaged, there's an inner monologue going on up here. Outside, I'm the picture of composure, but in here, it's going crazy. And it depends on where she starts. So if she starts at the bottom, I'll be like, oh, tickly feet, tickly feet. Tickly, oh, she's gone up to the bit. I've got broken veins. I don't like that bit. Oh, too close to me, Fanny, too close to me, Fanny, too close to me, Fanny. So I'm lying there, covered in happy. Very different version of Snow White than we're used to, yes? And the massage ends. And she did what they always do. She put on like a chocolatey voice. They always do this one. And she said, just relax. There's plenty of time. There's no need for you to rush. Please just stay relaxed. There's so much time. Just want you to stay relaxed. There's no need for you to... Please just stay relaxed. What she didn't know is that I've been dying for a fart for 40 minutes. The door had barely clicked shut when I let out the loudest, most tromboniest fart you've ever heard in your life. Remember, I was covered in oil. It's like the Salvation Army band had popped in.
Thing is, I'm not very good on holidays. I'm really bad on holidays. I always think I need to get away from it all. I just want to get away from it all. But the truth is, I need to get away from this. I want to get away from myself. So when I get on holidays, I'm always disappointed because I'm still there. Same shitty brain, same shitty thoughts, except now I'm covered in turquoise jewellery with a head full of cornrow eating a sodden Solero. I've got some sexy news. Ladies and gentlemen, this year I was diagnosed with gallstones. Yes. I asked my doctor, I said, oh, why have I got gallstones? And he went, oh, because you've got the 4 Fs. I was like, go on. And he goes, fat. Open with it. I was like, mate, you've got 4 to choose from. How's about you act like a human being and put that one in the middle? Next one better be bloody funny. He goes, fat, fair-skinned, fertile, and 40. So I was like, OK, well, I'm not 40, so your little code there is a bit rude, actually. And he goes, meh. Like, your code's wrong, mate. You can't meh. That's not 4 Fs or whatever you just said. That's rubbish. Who taught you medicine? Meatloaf? 3 out of 4 ain't bad. He goes, oh, did I say 4? I went, yeah, the 4 Fs. I went, no, there's 5 Fs. I was like, right, what's the 5th one? He goes, flatulence. I was like, fair enough. Yeah, you're right there, actually. You did make me angry. So, yeah, so now I'm on sort of a health kick. Well, I'm not. I'm thinking about a health kick. There's enough in it. I'm a very unhealthy person. Very unhealthy. Have you ever ordered so much takeaway food that you're embarrassed when the delivery driver shows up? Genuinely, I live alone and I order so much food that I've started going, I'll get it. He knows I'm there alone. He knows. And I was like, here you go, you hungry little lunatic. Here you go. And I'm a smoker. And it's just so boring being a smoker. I just wish they'd stop selling cigarettes. Trying to give up takes up so much of your time. The measures don't work. You know, every year, like, we're raising the price of cigarettes to deter the smoker. And it's like, no, when you raise the price of cigarettes, all you're doing is making poor people not buy fruit. That's all that happens. And the thing is, the latest one is they've gone, we're going to cover it with blank packaging. That's the latest one, blank packaging. Like, oh no, not blank packaging, please. What will I do about my photo of rotten teeth I've had for the last 10 years? And the thing thing is, if they use those tactics on something else that was physically bad for you, but that you weren't physically addicted to, it would totally work. If cheesecake became £17 a packet, and they cover the packaging in photos of massive fat guts with mascara-stained tears the whole way down, I wouldn't buy a bloody cheesecake. Because I'm not addicted to cheesecake. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like a bit of cheesecake. But it's not addiction, is it? I've never been drunk at a party at midnight, gone outside, walked up to an absolute stranger. Hello, mate. Sorry to ask to be a pain, just I've had a drink, I'm trying to give up. You haven't got a spare bit of cheesecake on you, have you? Sorry. I'm just a social cheesecake eater.
I am one of 2 children. I have a big brother. There is a year between me and my brother, and we're really competitive. It took me years to beat his Pac-Man score. And when I did, he chased me out the house, down an alleyway, wrestled me to the ground, gave me an almighty Chinese burn, completely ruined my wedding dress. And he got to an age where like, he'd play with me, he'd always play with me. We'd play Buckaroo, and he got a real donkey to make it harder for me. I won't tell you what operation was like, I still got the scars. And he got to an age where he realised I was a girl, and it wasn't cool having a little sister. On the way to school, he'd make me walk 10 paces behind him. And we weren't even married. My brother is the honeymoon baby, the firstborn. Give me a cheer, precious firstborns. You see the confidence of a firstborn? Firstborns know that very important thing, that you were created because 2 people fell so madly in love with each other that they decided to create a human being out of that love. Firstborns are made from love. Give me a cheer, people like me, secondborn children. We were not made from love. We are toys for the firstborn. That's the sole reason we exist. Oh, because we thought it'd be nice for him to have company. Because frankly, the job was a lot harder than we anticipated, and now they play together. It's lovely. We go on holiday, hardly see the little twerps. Give me a cheer, thirdborn children. Not many photos of you. My friend's got 3 children. She says by the time the 3rd comes along, you stick it in a bucket and give it a bit of barbed wire to chew on. Give me a cheer, 4th or 5th-born children. I'm sure you all have a very strong network of friends. It's not that easy to be the big brother, the big sibling, because there's a lot of expectations when you're the older one. I understand that. My brother, at the age of 5, would draw a picture, and my dad would go, "What is this? A house? And this is the he's foreign. And this is the family. Why am I taller than the trees? If the sun was that close, we'd all be burnt alive. You have to work much harder than this if you want your work to make it to the fridge."
When you're in a new relationship, you'll all have had this experience. It's very exciting for everyone else around you. So people always ask, "Oh, how's it going?" And it's such a difficult question to answer. Like, how are you supposed to actually describe the feeling of being in love using language? It doesn't come anywhere near the truth. At the beginning, I used to attempt to use analogies. So people would say, "Oh, how's it going?" And I would say, "Oh, it's like I've always been a plant, but I used to be in a garden centre or a supermarket on a shelf, and now I'm in the garden." And you can't say that to people. I've learned that. So now what happens, people go, "Oh, how's it going?" And I say, "Fine." And, but then my friend the other day, she said, "Well, you don't seem very happy." And I said, "Yeah, that's because I'm not with him, I'm here with you." And apparently that's very rude. And my friend really told me off. She said, "Actually, Sarah, it's very important that you stay in contact with your friends." "But why? I've got him now." And then she said, "Well, what about if you break up?" "But if we break up, then I'll kill myself, so I still don't need you." And we live in a society that considers any relationship that doesn't last until your death a failure. And that's what really concerned me. At the beginning with my boyfriend, when I realised how happy I was, I started worrying that we would break up one day because all of my previous relationships have finished. And I don't want that to happen. And what I found out is you shouldn't worry about the ending at the beginning. It ruins everything, and it's illogical. It's like giving birth to a baby dressed as the Grim Reaper. It's like turning up at a job interview and going, oh, what's the point? If you don't sack me, I'll quit. And so that's why I was thinking about other couples. I thought a lot about Adam and Eve, because they, of course, were the original couple. And yeah, sure, at the beginning, it's all magical. It's all staying up late, counting each other's ribs and laughing. But over time, the magic fades. He's boring. She's off talking to wildlife and comfort eating. And then their landlord kicks them out. One of their kids kills the other one. And if they can't make it work in paradise, what chance have I got in Lewisham?
Eyes are beginning to close. Let them close. 1, you are now in a deep level of trance. Talk. What did you expect? I don't know. I hadn't thought it through. Oh, God. We're gonna try it again. How's it gonna be different this time? This time I want you to retain the part of your brain where I reside. Keep that awake. Okay. And then you go to sleep. I'll try. Okay.
All right, I'm ready. So what do I do?
3, you're feeling tired. Okay. 2, your eyes are closing. 1, you're in a trance. Don't lose me. Don't lose me. Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're cooking with gas. Now, earlier, you said you couldn't sing. Well, that doesn't mean I can't. So now I've got you in a compromising position. I might take advantage. If you can hear me, I'd like you to raise your finger. No, not on this hand, you idiot. Oh, God. On your hand without the monkey on it. Okay, good. All right, we're ready. I'm gonna sing. Can I have track 1, please? I'd like to sing an aria. Yes, it's quite ambitious. I'm not sure she's up to it. Let's see if I can do it. Here we go. Dilego notte tramontate stelle. Wow, that's low for a girl. Breathe, Nina. Breathe, Nina, I'm dying. I need more air. Thank you very much.